You know, if there was one sales lesson that I could teach you that was super important, it would be about time parasites. And you're like, Scott, what in the world is a time parasite? I'm about to let you know. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about people who will take your time and they will disrupt it and they will cause you all sorts of problems. Now, here's the thing. I have this structure for when I work that I don't like people bothering me because I get more work done. Imagine that, right? But I can guarantee you this. In your company, in your industry, in your circle of friends, you have somebody who's a time parasite. And they will come by and they will ask you questions where the average person would ask you a question that takes 30 seconds, they take up 15 minutes of your time. Or you have a 15-minute scheduled appointment with them and they take up 30 minutes of your time. Or you have a 30-minute lunch schedule with them and they're 30 minutes late consistently. This is a time parasite. And in order for you to be productive as a professional, as a salesperson, you need to know you need to cut those people out of your life. You need to put some constraints around it. And if they can't live by it, you need to get rid of them. And I know that people are like, but this guy's my friend. He's like, he's eating up your time. Now, I love my dad to death. My dad would allow people to interrupt him all day long, and he could never get momentum. He could never get traction. He couldn't get things done that he needed to do because these people would come in and they would barge in and they would say, hey, I need this, I need that. And they wouldn't use this thing called the internet. And so my dad was a brilliant man. He was super smart. And so instead of people like, I got a question, how do I Google it? They would call him and say, hey, Dale, I need to know this answer. And it destroyed his time, right? He should have set some boundaries. He should have set some priorities. Now, you're like, yeah, but that doesn't happen to me. I'm going to promise you it does. I will promise you that it does. So I have pretty tight restrictions around people asking me for requests for things because I know that if I'm in momentum stage and I'm working on something, if they come to me and they interrupt me, I'm not going to get it done. And I'm not going to get it done on my timeline. So here's what you do. You make people use apps like Calendly or Meet.so. There's a ton of them. And you make people and you're like, hey, I've got 30 minutes, which means I got 30 minutes. If you're late by 15, that means I got 15 minutes. Now, it is a little bit different with buyers because they're the ones with money, but you can still work with them and get them trained and conditioned, not commissioned. You can get them trained and conditioned as to what needs to be done, okay? So work with a schedule and tell people, hey, look, hey, I've got 30 minutes, which means I got 30 minutes. I've already got another thing planned. If you need my attention, this is what you do. So you have to figure out a way to make things happen for you so you can build momentum and get stuff done. So it doesn't matter if you are a salesperson, it doesn't matter if you're a professional, it doesn't matter if you just work in an office. You need to know what a time parasite is so you can squash them like a bug, right? Squash them like a bug and get them out of your life. And there's been some people that were friends of mine that were time parasites and I just kind of, you need to get out of my life, right? Because they were just taking up time, they were causing problems and I wasn't completing my projects, okay? So like you're thinking right now, there's probably somebody in your life that's a time parasite. So make a note in the box down below if you got a time parasite in your life, right? Once again, you don't have to be in sales, you don't have to be a business professional, but this really does matter for you accomplishing things and making things happen. Cut time parasites out of your life, squash them out, you will accomplish more. And you got one thing to do from here, just one thing. And that one thing is to find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a new video, you will get an update that says Scott Bell Consultant sent out a really cool and amazing video. You should watch it, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.